Hey, Dan Meyer here, and we're going to continue our conversation about 6 common roles for a virtual assistant. Right. So in the first half of this conversation, I talked about how to have your VA be a content creator for you to make sure that you're creating really cool, really engaging, really special content and doing it consistently. I talked about how your website any of your social media pages shouldn't be managed by you, it should be managed by a VA, why it's important, and what you can expect when you have somebody whose full-time job is managing your online presence. The third is customer support or customer service, why it's important that you have a VA to be the primary responder to majority of your customer interactions. How you should expect that they'll learn how to speak in your voice and be able to do what you would do if you were in that situation, but to free you up from having to do it yourself. So those are the first 3 things we covered yesterday. Today we're going to cover quickly search engine experts or expertise, optimization, the importance of social media marketing, and bookkeeping. So these are the 6 things that really a VA can do for you, the 6 roles. So we'll pick it up again and dive into part 2. When it comes to search engine, you want to think of 2 things. One thing I learned a long time ago from a friend of mine who is a master at SEO is she told me to write for humans first, search engines second, right? So people search for what comes to mind. We do a lot of hashtags. We look at SEO keywording, and we do a lot of technical words. We do things we think that will pop up in a search engine, but they're not always the things people will type into Google when they're looking for something. So you want to build a lot of your keywords around what it would be like to look for you if you didn't know anything about you. If you were just broadly casting a net across all the internet to find someone to help you solve a problem, what are the things you would type in the Google search engine? What are the things you would look for? That's what you want to do in your SEO. You want to expand that to what you're doing in posts. You should be hashtagging everything on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Put a few hashtags in to drive traffic back to you. You want to actually get yourself in a situation where you're popping up in the same place as other influencers in your industry. You do this by promoting yourself by commenting on their stuff and by adding hashtags that they use. So when people see things that someone in your industry does, they also see things that you do, and they start building that commonality. The audience sees that, wow, they're doing the same thing. Maybe I should look at this guy because I've been following this guy and I love him, so now I'm going to follow you and your business because you've reminded them of somebody else they follow because you were doing the appropriate hashtagging, because you're doing the appropriate keywording. This is the kind of thing that a VA should be doing for you, right? This is the kind of role that a VA can really think about and research and put time into. You don't want to undervalue optimization of searching. Social media marketing, right? Developing a strategy. I mentioned before about the content creation. This is where you have to take it to the next level. You not only want to be consistent, but you want to start building a voice, right? You want to be able to have people that can do the same thing you do and replicate your voice so that across social media, you're consistent in your brand, you're consistent in your message, you focus on measurement. You look at things, you analyze things, you look at the ROI of each post, you figure out what's going viral and what's not. You keep doing what's doing great and you stop doing what's not. You need to analyze this stuff, and you need a social media expert to be able to do that. You can go and look at Facebook Insights, you can look at the stats on your web page, you can do all these tools like Google Analytics, like Facebook Insights, like WordPress stats. They all allow you to see what people are doing, how they're interacting with you, how they're getting to you, how long they're sticking on your stuff, what they're watching, what they're liking, what they're viewing that's similar. All this stuff should be looked at and analyzed. Social media marketing is more than just posting. It's understanding the data behind what you're doing to make sure that you are doing the right thing. You want to invest in the right things online. Maybe your business is best on Pinterest. Maybe your business is not supposed to really be doing well on LinkedIn. And if you are putting the equal amount into both, you're going to waste the time and energy. You're going to waste money on LinkedIn when you should be doubling down on Pinterest. You wouldn't know that for sure if you don't do a lot of analysis of the data behind your social media marketing efforts. And then the final thing is bookkeeping, right? A good bookkeeper is worth their weight in gold. Someone that can help you figure out how to save money, give you reports on what you're spending. One of my biggest challenges is when I manage my own stuff, I tend to overspend. I always assume I'm going to be making money down the road for something, so I'm more likely to do some kind of splurge, some kind of off-the-cuff buying. These are bad habits, right? These are things that I don't want to do. But when I have somebody else manage my books, they tell me how much I spend on things. And then it sticks with me because now somebody else is telling me, either directly or indirectly through a report, that I spent too much money on advertising last month. I need to bring that in because it wasn't giving me good ROI. This is the kind of stuff that bookkeepers help you do. They don't just do the numbers for you. They don't just help you make sense of your numbers. They help you develop your approach so that you are not overspending. They help you budget, right? How much should you allocate to travel for the year, right? Have a bookkeeper figure out what your budget should be based on previous expenses and expected expenses. This way, you're not, doing things last minute. You're knowing when the best time to buy the right kind of ticket to the right kind of place. You need to figure out where you should go stay as far as, where you're going to get hotel accommodations, what points you might get out of it. This kind of analysis can go a long way in helping you figure out how to optimize your profits and to generate even more revenue by making smart choices. It all starts with having a second set of eyes look at your data when it comes to your numbers and your finances. Bookkeepers are worth their weight in gold. So that is 6 things that you can outsource, right? 6 things that you should have a VA doing. If you have a VA doing these things, it's going to massively increase the consistency of what you do. People will think you're always firing on all cylinders. They're never going to know if you're not working that day. They're going to know your business is working that day. And that's a big difference. When you get to a point where your business is more than just you, when your business runs while you're sleeping, when you're able to be at the beach and still make money, these are the kind of things that come from consistency. Because people don't buy necessarily they buy what you provide, what you solve, what you give them, right? And they don't want that when you're available. They want that when they need that. You need to be consistent. You also need to be clear. Your message, whether you're doing YouTube or Pinterest or LinkedIn or Facebook, you want to be clear. You want to hit your target market. You want to understand the demographics of who's looking at this, who's in your circle, who is your world of friends, of connections, and you want to target to them in ways that they are going to understand. You want to be clear in your message. And most importantly, you want to build certainty. So when you're thinking about all these things that you're doing in your business, if you make a list of all the things you're doing in your business, think about the ones that require certainty, where people are not going to keep buying from you if they're not going to get exactly what they're buying, right? They're not going to be very patient. They're not going to be very understanding if you underdeliver, if you overpromise. You want to create certainty, and it's really hard to create certainty when you're not being consistent or clear. This is why you need a VA, right? You need a VA to help you be consistent, clear, and certain with things like social media and things like your finances and things like your SEO keywording. When you do this, you're going to be much more successful. I've done it myself. I went from me to a team of 100. I make $1 million a year. I've helped dozens of clients. This is how you get started. You text the word data, that's D-A-T-A, to 26786, and you're going to get a message. It's going to give you a form. In that form, you just fill out a few things that you think you want to delegate, things that are causing you pain because they have to get done, but they're time consuming, they're manual, they're repetitive, they're just not fun things to do. These are the things that you want to peel away and give to a VA, so a VA can do them probably better than you can. And if you do that, you're going to free yourself up. So you can go to our website, sonicva.com. It's SONICVA.com, or you can text data to 26786 to get started today. And the whole point is we're going to free you up. We're going to let you focus on what you do best by hiring us to take care of all the rest. Thanks for your time. I hope this helped. Think about the things that you want to have a VA do, the things that you really need to peel away, and let us know when we can get started with you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.